Boom! This episode of Talks with KG is sponsored by Canai Cleaning Services. Quality service at all times. Located out of New York. Big up all my New York peeps. They have been in business for over 15 years. So now the thing's set. Anytime you need your house clean, your school clean, the hospital clean, it don't matter. Just link up at Canai Cleaning Services. If you want to call, the number is 917-200-4362. And if you want to email, it's canaienterprise.com. We'll put it to the bottom of the screen. Also, Jave Auto AC, located number 182 Eastern Main Road, El Dorado, for all your AC needs. Right now, the sun hot, the sun blazing, so make sure and pass through Jave Auto AC. That is it. Boom! Yeah man, welcome to another episode of Talks with KG, and this one is an extremely different episode. Right now we're at the Labre Pitch Lake Eco-Tourism Park. I got that right?
Yes.
Right. And we're here with
Asia Cabrera, Head of Marketing and Quality Assurance at No Youth Left Behind.
Yeah man, I know we just here, this is the first time ever come down here.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah, you know, it's a good vibes. I don't feel any energy here, you know, the good energy. Mm-hmm. But why am I here? Tell the people why KG here.
Well, recently...
People might trying to figure out what KG doing down in the Pitch Lake. You know?
Southside.
Yeah. What's going on?
Well, recently we had a bit of a situation with the Ministry of Tourism. So we would have been here in charge of the beautification of the lake itself, as you see, all these palm trees and the cashews and everything. That was No Youth Left Behind. So basically a bit of history. Before, this entire area was just roseau bush. So it's all that bush in the back there. Yeah. Bush, tourists would come, they would turn back, they can't really access the lake itself. So we came down here, did our stuff.
So the tourists couldn't pass. So when they park up there, it's just bush.
Yeah, just bush.
Well, let's show them how we're looking now. Show them how we're looking.
Well, yeah.
Show them how we're looking now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So basically, we would have started a beautification project, and when the ministry saw the quality of the work we were doing, we requested to come into the actual ministry building up there. And for the past few years, we were in charge of the janitorial and landscaping work on the site. Right. But recently, a bit of let's say we just wanted some compensation for the actual materials that we would have gotten, things like garbage bags, toilet paper, disinfectant, and that caused some disruptions, I should say, and they kicked us out basically of the building.
So basically what you're saying is you all fix up the place, and through that now obviously you would want help from the government in some type of way. So you all went to them, and when you all asked for a little bit of compensation or a little bit of support,
reimbursement,
that started a heavy energy.
Yeah, and it was very odd because down to this very shed that we're in, well, No Youth Left Behind would have built up the structure, even the benches, anything you see in here, No Youth Left Behind. Anything that's in this whole vicinity, No Youth Left Behind. You know, so it was a bit of an odd thing, especially, well, as a youth. I can only see from my experience as a youth. I have the experiences with Coachman actually giving us the money to go in the Chinese shop to get some materials, if it's like little snacks for our meetings, because we are an independent, we're an NGO at the end of the day, we're not government affiliated. But they requested that we come into the building and start some of our work there, you know, over the past few years.
So they ask you all to come and partner with them.
Yes, we're not crazy, we didn't just go into empty space and start to occupy. Yeah.
And through that now, the mad things start.
Yeah.
Now I don't really know exactly what's going on, so I guess today you will teach me exactly what's going on, but from just in a nutshell, we could see what's going on because we know what has been going on out here. You know, so when your message man was like, KG, you know, this, that, we get in a fight, we get in a struggle, you know. The Pitch Lake has always been a place that, I mean, it's like a monumental, you know.
Yeah, it's a natural site.
Right. And a lot of people, because this is the first time I've ever been to the Pitch Lake, you know, and I'm a big man. You know, I'm 34 years old and I've never been to the Pitch Lake. And sometimes I ask myself, how come? You know, so we coming up in the car and I tell them my brethren and them we'll go to other countries and We'll go all kind of different tourist attraction, you know,
Yes.
all over the place. But right here, things like the Pitch Lake, the Caroni Swamp, you know, these things are not even marketed to the people in a way. And now
Exactly.
coming here and you explaining to me, well, before all of this, it was bush.
Yes.
Now it show me why people probably wasn't coming to the Pitch Lake, because
Yeah.
well, it wasn't even making it an environment
Yeah.
for people to even enjoy a place like this now.
Speaking of environment to enjoy,
Yeah.
we even have plans of a souvenir shop, a place
Right.
where basically we want the vision to be, you can come to Pitch Lake, nothing in hand, and we help you out. We have catering available, we already do those things. We have actual, some people come to say they didn't know you could actually bathe on the lake, because we have the pools on the lake itself.
Right.
We want to actually sell the clothes that you can wear, you know, to have your fun, bathe, everything, have the facilities, you know, all that is future planning. And it's not even to say with this situation, we went to the ministry and asked for help with that. We just wanted the reimbursement because funds really were running a bit low.
So what basically going here now? So they tell all you now, come off the lake. That is what they say?
Well, to get out the building. Technically,
What is the building?
the building is that, you see that space right there, that whole
Sure,
space.
the building,
We
they
had our
just-
office space inside of there. There's the bathrooms, that's a whole other situation, messy situation. The kitchen, everything, there's a museum upstairs. So even down to the bathrooms, No Youth Left Behind would have been in charge of cleaning and maintaining the bathrooms. The materials, as I said, we would have bought it. So recently the situation was that we had some tours come down, but of course the general public, when they come down here to use the facilities, you will need to use the bathroom, especially after that long drive.
Right.
The bathroom was in a mess. I tell you straight, the bathroom was in a mess,
Right.
and we actually had to deal with that. Clean it up. Next day we found out it's a problem. Apparently we're vandalizing the property. Apparently. So it's a weird situation, as I said.
I mean, it's a struggle, right? But we here with the No Youth Left Behind. You know, we have a lot of youths. You know, cameraman come up and show them the youths. Like the first thing I notice when I come, you know, I see a set of youths. Very manly youths, you know, militant youths. You know, big up all the youths, they eat in the KFC.
Yeah.
You know, big up my brother in the corner there. You know?
Ja.
Yeah,
Ja.
man. Come and say something now, man. Come and say something now, man. Use the man, you know.
Good day, good day, good day, good day. I'm trying to say less because one of the trick of the I don't want to use the word enemy, but in this situation, you come like an enemy, is to try to use my past against me somewhat and make it seem like I have a problem. And I'm actually hearing where I have these youths, like I'm pimping them. And like, you know, like I run in some kind of cult with youths and I benefit in brother.
And that is the No Youth Left Behind.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to use that mandate. Of course, there would be the remnant close by to home who would feel, well, if No Youth Left Behind gets out the way, they now could shine, so we have to deal with that. But just to follow up on
What is
Dale
No
just
Youth
said.
Left Behind, though?
No Youth Left Behind is my salvation.
Right.
No Youth Left Behind is an organization that gives youth the opportunity they would normally have to expose and discover the talent that they have that many times fall by the wayside because of that lack of exposure and opportunity.
Right.
No Youth Left Behind is a gift from God to me to keep me out of trouble, and together we just help them use them, find a way.
Right.
We have a youth man here right behind your back here and his three brothers. He in the organization. He turned 18. He in the organization since he's about 9.
Right.
Where the money coming from? From me.
Right.
So this has cost me more, but I made a conscious decision because a lot of people may see this and know the story or the name 10 Commandments. Pick up Devon Matthews one time. At the age of 21, I was sentenced to 104 years in a federal prison in the US. By the grace of God, it was reduced to 33. And I did 11 from 1997 to 2008.
Right.
No Youth Left Behind is me just trying to know and remind myself I cannot trick God. Because I asked God, if I get a second chance, I'll be part of the solution.
Definitely.
Right? And now you have a government, because I just say the government because I can no longer say it's one minister.
Right.
Because we would have reached out, we would have written. There have been years, it's about 2 years now I would have met ministers, I'm not going to call name, and I'd have let them know I have to talk to you.
Right.
I'd have sat with our representative and told him about the situation maybe about 7-8 months ago. And look, we get to this point.
Right.
They want youths to not bully in school and this and that, but they are turning a blind eye to bullying because the bullying might affect their agenda. So let me see if we could just accomplish our agenda and then maybe. But for now, let me continue to believe he's a madman. You know, he's an ignorant man. All I know he record.
Right.
Right? All because of ego. Right? So in a nutshell, we were locked out the facility. I worked for the ministry for about 5 years. This year I've made it 6. When the last liaison left, you know, there was always struggles. Anybody coming to the pitch lake know that one of the concerns is the operations.
Right.
From the tour guides to everything, especially when TDC closed in about 2017, it was a forgotten whole.
Right.
Like she rightly said, tourists would come and these tour guides had to be very skillful to convince that visitor to go beyond this point. They will tell you that.
Yeah.
And they used to do it because the tour guides are very good. But you leave a child to raise himself, and then you want to kind of look back now to just, right? So No Youth Left Behind would have came here during the COVID period where you had to social distance. And you know, one of the youth said, Coach man, we don't have to social distance when we could social distance, when we plant. So this came from a youth thought. Because we give the children the space. Let me tell the nation and the ministers them something. My children here are not puppets. These children, like you all know, you all awarded these children, not me, these children, Championship Youth Group of the Year in 2022 by the Ministry of Youth Development. Mr. Foster Cummins, Honorable Minister, Respect and Manners. Right? In 2023, the EMA gave them a Greenleaf Award for the same work here. These youths are exposed to high-level programs. The former British High Commissioner, Ms. Harriet Cross, would have invited us. How much times you been to the High Commissioner residence? You know what youths want to get them kind of opportunity, my brethren?
You no lie.
And all this years about crime and all that the poverty who turn their life around.
And doing more
doing this with the money out of pocket.
Yeah.
And because a man ain't get anyway, he using the ministry as an AK. And you have ministers telling me I need to bring more proof. I'm not going and call no name, but if I show you my phone now, you'll see I talk to this minister, that minister, this minister, that minister.
Right.
But you know what they used to? They used to the public getting fed up and just saying, but forget that, me want no bacchanal. It's not that I don't want no bacchanal, you know. These children then require their father to stand up for them now. And I'm glad you're here today because they will know that this is not a Quincy Joseph issue, but this is madness because let me show you this. As a Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, you have so much to gain from a partnership with us. 1, let me take emotions out of this. 2, they use them doing tourism, culture and the arts. Because it's cottage industries, right? We have junior executives, she's the president. She told you what she is, come bow. Right? You could use my mic just talking to my chest. Where's your portfolio?
Well, I see the executive planning.
Right. Tell them how long you're in this thing. Tell them a little bit about your journey with No Youth Left Behind.
Well, my name is Marcy Watson. I've been in this organization for since 2016 to 2015 area. It was originally a football training. And now we really started up. It was like now I get older, I realize what it was. You see football as a hoax to get the youths, to get the youths to come in. To come in and just keep classes, how to have etiquette, how to do things on the outside. He tried what Coach Man not tried did. He go to our area, find youths who may go down on the wrong path and try his best to guide them. And me and my brothers, well, the red one day and me, his brothers.
All of them is your brothers.
We family here, but I'm bound by blood.
So you was a youth going down the wrong path at a certain time?
I was guided in the right time. That's the best way I could say it.
Then they paying the bud one time.
I was guided. And that is all I could say. As an executive planning in the organization, and really, I ain't gonna say. And Coach Man put plenty things in my mind to see in different ways. Because same way back then we could do some shippiness, and I go say, but he do it too. He go pee in my mind. If you see police catch you on the block with a gun, you can't say Tom, Dick and Harry had a gun last week. They go hold you alone.
Of course.
And he teach you the real way in life in certain means and other ways.
From early.
From early. So now I know if I in such a situation, if I see in certain things, keep yourself out of that. You're going to know is the outcome.
Yeah.
He do the wrong thing to show us what is the right way to go and guide us in that way now. And that's one of the ways we really appreciate him in that aspect.
Yeah,
and
man.
like, yeah, that really my 2 cents in the mix. What's going on?
Are your brother, right?
Yeah, blood.
man.
But all our ways brother and sister, you feel me?
Let's go pepper.
Well, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Israel Watson. I'm the president of No Youth Left Behind, one of the head core members of No Youth Left Behind. And first of all, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to come down here and
man, for
to
sure.
see what's going on
For sure.
in this community and around this area. My little 2 cents, I'm making sure I want to big up the whole team one time. Big up ourselves one time. Well, I know we're working hard from since day one. From here in Trinidad and in Tobago, because you have a branch in Tobago also, Buku. Big up all yourself. Buku team, big up all yourself. So basically, well, for me, it's deeper than majority of them because I was here in the beginning.
Right.
So I put in the work. I
How old
grind.
is? How old is?
I'm 18 right now.
Ooh.
So I was in this probably when I was 8. So
Yes.
10 years,
Right.
right? So to me, it hit in home. It really hit in home. And is one of the youths that I was old. I wasn't, wouldn't say I was straight, but I reached the point in my life when my brethren and my other colleagues and them that were with us in was like, well boy, everybody know that pusherman or everybody know how we getting through now.
Right.
So the way how we getting through, them want to follow it, them want to have the nice thing too, them want to have the Benz, them want to have the nice shit, them want to have the Jordans, and them want to have the girls. You feel me? But when coach man come around, and we just call him, up to this day we still call him coach man because
Coach
he
man.
was the coach, right?
Yeah, coach man.
So when coach man come around and when he make the initiative to have that in our area, and I would say library on the whole, because library comes like library have so many people that have talent in library, but just be shy away because of the stigma what library is, right? To me, as I was saying before, when I was going around, I have plenty of my brethren right now. There was in the group before, and because of the little breakup from the transition from football to Corona, right now they're on the block.
True.
But we were still trying to pull them in and thing, check we come and you know, but everybody had to do the thing and thing, but we just always look after them. And next thing too, with the whole, to me, right now I not reach the age of voting, right?
Right.
So I just say, I really don't know who to vote for.
Right.
And it's kind of intimidating at the same time because
Right.
I see on the media how these two parties will interact with each other.
Right.
Like, I swear, men say man, 6 is a war, but the
That's
war
a war
in
by
between,
itself.
the war in between the politicians are different kind of war. You feel me?
Yeah, like.
So everything is just and as a youth, I want all the youths over there too who watching this to know.
And imagine die how he's 18, you know. Die how the youths and them seeing the thing, you know. When I was growing up, I been really tell you, right? When we was coming up, we used to look up to these people now, boy. You know, Basley Opande, Patrick Manning, you know, Ian Robinson. You know, we grew up hearing about Eric Williams. And that was a big thing, to be a politician. That was being a stand-up person in society now. A leader, basically, now. And to hear a youth man now, he growing up. And he watching 6 and 7. And all they're trying to burn out that and trying to make it look like, you know now, boy, that is the negative energy in the country. But when you look at all your bro, God, that is all we just see.
For big people too,
That
I
is
see
all we
just
just
on the
see.
media, just the other day, I see 2 parties bounce up,
Bounce up.
fussing and quarreling.
Correct.
I say, but
Correct.
Training school uniform, man.
the people in
correct.
around in normal
Correct.
school thing, you know.
I been real. I personally do not know how to take all this serious. I just being honest, you know me.
It's
I
failure.
do not know how to take all this serious. But back to what you were saying.
Yeah, it's failure. It's failure because really and truly, as a youth, well, from this organization, I learned different things. So we just keep events and things like this. We have a majors right now. We had an event with culture and food and the arts, right? We just also keep something called Utopia and them kind of things, right? So from that, I learned how to manage an event, how to host events and them kind of things. And now, going out there into the real world now, to keep an event, I get the skill from the group that I could do that. So I could turn that into a business for me, right? Because I have this, different things that I like to do. I also just do media and social media. I like them kind of thing too, right? That other youths are interested in different things, but you know what happen? When we go out there to do what we want to do, we will be pushed aside because of the area we coming out from, right? And I see it firsthand. Just not from here alone. That's the whole thing, man. Around Trinidad and Tobago, overall, is the money talks, and the people with the parents who have, even with the national team, I have virgins who just play football real good. When them brothers them go out there and them playing the ball and thing, them come and saying, boy, them put me on the bench, boy, man, mother come and she buy this for we, fight this for them and buy kit and things, so them want to play we. You feel me? The whole system that's crap. I'm seeing it from my point of view now. You feel me?
I mean, so we are the youths here. And we hear from the youths and them now come in our juice, come in here. That's why you can stay outside.
These are first timers.
I thing. We want to hear from the first timers.
Talk to Mr. Riley. Come on, tell them what you just do. Tell them about your father business.
What is your name?
My name is Riley Sylvester. My father does run a business with my mother, Lana Tobago Kitchen and Rassi's Rose Fish. There's both run a business together. And yeah, there's cook different food, breakfast and lunch, every single day.
Right. And what you want to be when you grow up?
A firefighter.
A firefighter.
Tell
That
them what
is
you're
it.
doing in the business. What is your role in the business when the day comes?
But you work in the business too?
Yes.
Yeah, what you doing in the business?
I clean wild meat and crab.
Yeah. You cleaning wild meat?
Yeah.
What kind of wild meat you cleaning? You forget?
Just now.
You forget?
No.
What you cleaning? Maniku? You cleaning Gona?
Gona maniku.
You eating that too?
Yes.
That is it. Big up yourself all the time.
Okay.
Talk to that lady to hold in the child.
What's your name?
My name is Isaiah Mothers.
And what do you want to be when you grow up?
A pilot.
A pilot. That is it. What type of plane you want to fly?
Any gun?
Any kind of plane.
Yeah.
Plane is plane.
Yeah.
What you doing right now? What you like doing right now?
Playing video game.
Playing video. Dogs, he like to play game. What kind of game you playing?
Nothing really like
Fortnite?
Offline. No. Like
Free
offline.
Fire?
No.
What you playing?
Like offline games.
Like what?
Block Blast.
Roblox?
No.
I know them game you playing, man. What game is that?
Block Blast.
What game is that, Chinese? You know about them games and them. What is that?
I don't know.
Big up yourself. Oh, watch this one sleeping. Come up. Come up on this one, she's sleeping. What is your name?
Renee Sylvester.
Your sister? Your little sister?
Rosalie.
Huh?
Rosalie.
Your little sister?
Yeah.
Alright. How old she is?
2.
How old you is?
14.
Yeah. And what you want to be when you grow up?
An air hostess.
Yeah, air hostess. I like that. Them trying our big dreams, boy. Them trying our big dreams, boy. They know exactly what I want. What you want to be when you grow up? And what's your name?
I'm Sylvester and I want to be a nurse.
A nurse. That is it. Well, it could be anything what I want to be in this life. Right? Just make sure and stay focused. Stay on the right path. Positive energy only. Right?
Yeah.
Pick up on yourself all the time. So I want to tour the place. You know? We had to tour the place. You know, we had to get the full story of the place. So.
You have anything to add before you leave?
You good? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, brother, boy. So, right. So, what you're watching here is a very special young lady to the organization, right? So, we registered in 2012.
Right.
And in about 2013, 2014, I don't know if the public remember a young lady that was stabbed to death by her husband during a marriage counseling session, Fabiola Chacon. So this was her. She was like the mother of the group. Meaning, when I came home, I didn't know anything about groups. I didn't have no formal training. She was a schoolmate of mine, and she saw what I was trying to do. And I was struggling with the polish of it. And she worked with a company called PSI. They used to do the go get it condoms. Put up in plenty shops. Kerry Singh, big up yourself. Right, so she was murdered, and that was a big blow to the organization. Right, so we always try to remember her. You know, we loyal, we roots, right? So rest in peace to
R.I.P.
Right? Some of the members wouldn't have gotten the pleasure to really know her, right? And you'll understand why.
Right.
So this here is a portrait of Keon James,
Right.
first son, first member, first batch. Right, so what you see in there is what, maybe 4th generation, 5th generation. This is 1st generation. So that's Mama, 1st generation, St. Benedict's College.
So this is her son?
No. I'm speaking in regard to the organization,
Right,
the essence of the organization.
Yeah.
Like he said, we're a family.
Yeah, correct.
Right, so when it comes to the group history and whatnot, family, that was the mother. She came and she gave me that strength to really make it into something. And he was one of the first youths from the program that we did. Big up the Macamillion family at the time.
Yeah.
Maca would have came through on that program. It was an HIV awareness, and after it was over, the youth them said they didn't want it to end. I was just gonna come home from prison and go to different hotspots and talk to different people.
Right.
And I say, Sizzler like Sizzler, dance here before you dance abroad. I try to function with principle now, but so I said, let me start home first. Start out one day, turn into 2 days. She came, because it was about HIV.
Right.
Because I find when I come home, the place was real sexual and the youths them just real. So I said, let me give them what they need.
Right.
And the help was great, it was successful, and Gael TV came and I noticed the youths them saying they didn't want it to end. So I made a bad joke. I said, well, if all you're serious, meet me by the Library Community Center next week.
Right.
And sure enough, I get a phone call, I forget about them. Because I'm sure nearby the center say you're supposed to meet them, and that is how the group was formed. So he was part of that first batch.
Right.
That where I thought I was just going to come and be a motivational speaker, through the need that they, and me recognizing the need when they say they didn't want it to end.
Right.
That foreplay now.
Yeah.
Right? And that is why I say this whole situation, look what we're doing with limited funds.
Correct.
Imagine if we get some resources.
Yeah. Correct.
Right? The government cannot say, let me say it properly, the Ministry of Tourism cannot say they have invested anything. We have invited them to programs. Imagine you have a liaison.
So it have no, so this whole pitch lake that you're watching here,
Right.
it don't have any government funded programs on this land right now?
So let me explain to you. The pitch lake is really under the jurisdiction by Lake Asphalt. Big up to the CEOs, foreman, current, they understand the vision, grassroots.
Right.
CSR in real time. So we have the support of Lake Asphalt. But Lake Asphalt, remember, is focused on mining, is a business to make money.
Yeah, correct.
And they have expanded and they're doing coating. So check them out, check out Lake Asphalt.
But tourism,
Tourism is under the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts.
Right.
Right? Now people would have the false perception that this whole thing is under ministry jurisdiction. What she was explaining to you is that the facility is what is the ministry zone. Now I worked for the ministry for 5 years. And then I realized the need. All right, we had the community program where we went from the football, COVID, we were losing youths, like they said. And then our youths, we had a meeting online and one of them said we could social distance and plant. Through CGCL, Lake Asphalt, Caribbean Gas Chemical Limited, big up the team there, OG, Miss Warner, the whole Caribbean Gas Chemical Limited team, right? They would have come, the MP at the time, and we planted, right? And then we saw opportunity for reinforcement, sustainability, because what happened? There's nobody reinforcing, and we could see the real mentality now because of election of the adult population. So there's nobody really reinforcing it in real time. They're preaching goodness. They want to use them to do as they say, but not as they do.
correct.
Right?
Correct.
So we realized, here what? We could reinforce the programs. So me being locked up, I had exposure to a therapeutic program that you get a year off.
Right.
So I kind of understand it at a point. So what we did, we went to the 30 most vulnerable members. We have about 158 members here in Trinidad and Tobago together.
Right.
So we went to the homes of the 30 most vulnerable. We went and we got a contract to sustain the work that we started here.
Right.
But to work here, you have to do programs. So if your child takes a conflict resolution on a Saturday, sometime in the week, we try to expose the parent to that.
Right.
So now when your child comes home from his class, you could talk to the child, you don't tell him go in a corner, and the child knows more. So we have used this program
Right.
to go from empowering an individual to his whole household.
Correct.
Let me blow your mind. No Youth Left Behind has an agreement with the Ministry of National Security, who says nothing. And everything I say in here, we have receipts,
Right.
where when you have community service, let me say you do something, drunk driving or whatever, they send you right here and you do your community service.
Right.
We don't publicize that because not everything we could publicize. But look at what this program that is started by the party in a crime land where we have a SOE.
Right.
And during that SOE time when it's election time, first you sure that library people go still roll with you. You sure that you have we head in a bag because of this politics thing.
Right.
That them go turn their back and know it left behind for the promise. Something that they sure about working in the community for 13 years, brother, come June. Juve morning and Library Junction, we bringing back Juve and youth is stopping me and they asking for work. But they wanted to believe, get to use, don't want no work. No, they want good pay because you cannot pay them like you pay we and we grandmothers.
Yeah.
And they just find money when it's time. Look, we see they find money recently.
Of course.
Right? So I don't want to turn this into a political something, you know. But the politics is affecting the community.
I'm not going to ask you, right? Because you make the statement and you say, first they know that have the people and them head in our bag.
Come on.
But they still are the people head in our bag this coming election.
But nothing will surprise me, you know.
But what you think? Like from your
What I
observation?
think, you see, all of them clumsy.
Yeah.
The UNC clumsy.
Yeah.
The Patriotic Front clumsy, and I told members that who would have approached me, because here, while I'm going to use us for example. Imagine use the UNC or the Patriotic Front. Even if you lose the election and you win Library, it come like you win the election. Because we know Library is PNM.
Right.
Right? There's blood in the water because here what happened? The deportee, the youth leader, the championship, the man who they award when they open the Point 14 highway for youth development, right? They now lock him out of the facility. They take away work. They renew the contract. That was renewed.
Yeah.
Right? With them. Had I been UNC, I come in and I using that. I'm not going to pretend I'm not a politician. I'm a politician.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that and use that because it is something legitimate. It is something official. It is something that even without politics, you're supposed to want to fix.
Yeah.
But you know what going on? This issue didn't start yesterday where we just getting with feelings and we've been in existence for 13 years. You feel this is the first bump in the road?
Right.
We had an issue with Netco. We're trying to still deal with it discreetly. We had an issue with another ministry that we're working with. But it's the attitude. You want to come in communities and not adjust to the community must adjust to your kind of mental.
Yeah.
We just smell it on them when they come to help, but they're really kind of condescending.
Right, right.
So when we make suggestions, you ain't taking me on. You come to help us, but you don't want to let us help you help us.
Yeah.
Because the excuse is we illiterate.
Yeah.
The excuse is I pimping a bunch of youths. So that's why I'm glad this morning, and you see, rest in peace to the grandmother of Alicia and Soraya Williams, all you know them as Palau and Chef. You see if them two ladies was here today, if Aliyah was here today, and the others who couldn't be here today, they would hear the voices of the youth saying to the government that all is setting a bad example.
Bro, we know hear them say it then.
Right? I am at the party in a SOE time where the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley says that we should diversify. That we shouldn't be dependent on the government, and we have done that.
Right.
All we did, when you asked us to come inside of there, we wrote, this is what we want. We don't really want no cash, because we don't realize we could create something grand there.
Right.
Here what we go do, right? Now remember, this is a ministry that is give away grants and subventions to people like Tribe and thing who, right? And then we don't use no name, to mass bands that is still charged for costumes.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
No, give them. Yes, continue to give them.
Right.
But we must wonder now.
Right.
Because we was good enough to get the Championship Youth Award and all these things. And now when you ask us to come in the facility because the work overshadowing the work on the inside,
Right.
people have the perception is one.
Right.
What we want the RISE to be the official tourism body. You will endorse us. We will have canteens, souvenirs and whatnot. So that way we will generate enough money to manage the overhead and still have a program like I told you with the therapeutic community where the parents now could have a more reason to be interested in financial literacy, money management, where the kids today would have been inside instead of locked out. We would have been in the office,
Right.
they would have been in the shop, they would have been selling souvenirs, you would have get videos of them in the souvenirs where now either find the money, either find the little money, all they having millions.
Yeah.
All they want to pay, they use them nothing and then say they don't want to work, and all they not sending all the children there to work, we all want them to go and work. Right? Like, and the nation, like, we listen to reggae music and all that conscious music for nothing. Right?
No love.
No, I not vexed with nobody who don't want to stand with us. But what I'm saying, we come to you love it. And a minister in his feelings, and because it's my brethren, because I went to school with the individual, I'm part of the brotherhood, I was awarded by the brotherhood for this same work here. How can we say nothing when you come in to be our MP, when we know what you're doing to us as the minister? And the minister has more power than an MP. You had how much years to show us how you feel about Labrie, and all you're showing is feelings, and I am the deportee, I am the bad guy, I am the criminal, I'm the one that's too hostile, I'm the one that they cannot work with. But if I send you all our letters, all we're asking for is meetings for conflict resolution.
I know.
So we come now, we realize you're playing games, we come and we build we own. Right over there we see that circle stone, that is our earmark for a souvenir shop. Right behind there we want to put a school, so that we have to cram up in here. Right? We're using this to teach environmental, to teach tourism, to teach business, to get the hustlers on the stretch who selling cut up mango and the lady who's selling crab and dumpling. The same people parents. Business.
Progress.
A foreigner could come now and pick a mango. Instead of seeing the quail up one in the grocery when it takes 6 months to reach them. And we could walk through the garden. But think about this, my brother. I want to hear your view.
Right.
Summarize. And at the porty doing all this work.
Well, bro, I can relate to you.
And getting locked out, boy, and you take away the work that you know how it's used to. Every Saturday, you see the KFC day. Thank God to the same company, CGCL, this weekend they would have. Right? But normally, we get sponsored for big events. We just have big events here. But these companies cannot continue to give us a loan. And on the Saturdays like today, when normally we have about 20-something children, 30-something children, and then we still have to keep Tobago being happy as well. I asked these youths about going to Tobago if they had to bring $1. In the history of No Youth Left Behind, a parent have never had to bring $1 for their children to participate or join by. My children don't know what it is to come around with a card and say, fill out this. I'm not knocking nobody's style, but that is my style. I do not service to the creator, and I'm real frustrated by it. But what I'm telling you, see, Ja,
watching dark
and God, you see God get to youth, if all they following my thing, all they see the code was no malfunction, boy, and they're not getting me to malfunction, boy, because I believe God could fight my battle stronger than me. Always the intelligent ones. Always the ones trained to run the country. And you rather cut off your nose to spoil your face, to teach me what. But you just teaching me what not to be by.
That is it.
I's the deportee, you know. I's the ignorant one, you know. I's the criminal, you know. And you're using feelings. It don't matter if I did tell you in a rum shop or how your mother, that's not supposed to transition where you want to mash up a thing, boy. Look, train right there, boy. Them children, parents and aunts and uncles, you want to vote for you, boy. But
Ja is good. All the time.
Boy, and this is how you just know how you grow. This is how I know I grow. This is how I know I grow, KG, boy. Thanks for coming, boy. Let me walk through the garden.
We had to take a walk and see what I seen some people down there.
We could reach out there if you so desire, boy.
Son. Bring the youth, son.
Right, let me just call and manage a function here because somebody's use them home.
So
look, even the taxi drivers, watch. I wish I could make it talk to the taxi drivers as I. Sometimes I pay the taxi drivers on payment plan, boy. Sometimes I don't go there, but they come in to pick up the train because they know the money sure. We could say the same thing about government contract. We money sure?
No.
Watch, I don't want to sound like I war in the government, and let me say this. I'm not taking God out my thought to think I could war the government, you know. But after putting all this work and sacrifice, after we as a team come and run from big all kind of snake and jep and here was big bush. We have an agreement with the Trinidad and Tobago Cycling Federation for sport tourism. So you want to come and mash up that to spend more money now to start something, and all you have this talk about what reinvent the wheel? Them children, them watching. Today you know it's not Quincy Joseph against nobody, but I don't know how to take that kind of rape.
And that is it, you know. Yeah, so we're here with Amina, and she's going to give us a little basic rundown of the Pitch Lake, a history of the place and that kind of vibes.
Anyway, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Amina again. I'm a site tour guide for approximately 35 years and a general tour guide for approximately 25 to 26 years. But I'm based in Pitch Lake.
Right.
So a lot of people would think that the lake is out there where you all will be going in a while. But the lake is not out there.
The lake is
The
not
lake
out
is
there.
a whole village. The lake was once a volcanic eruption. So the vein of the lake runs through the whole village. So every time they mine the pit through the strength and vein of the lake, it affects the whole area.
Hold on. You say that it was a volcanic eruption? Where the volcano?
It's 3/4 miles from here near the sea coast where we call Pitch Point.
So it have a volcano out there?
It's not active.
But you see in the
You
volcano?
can see it. It's like tar.
A
When
big
you
volcano,
go-
a small volcano?
A medium. When you go out there with small man,
Right.
he would
Well, you have to show me that
you.
volcano, you know?
Not the volcano,
Not the
the liquid.
Oh.
25% of the lake is liquid, which is the mother of the lake, and 75% is solid, like semi-solid, like what we are standing on. So when you are walking on the lake, you have to imagine yourself walking on sponge, right? No youths left behind. I knew them when they used to do activities,
Right.
football, so they existed long time.
Right.
But for the COVID, the youth didn't want to stay home. So they came out and they formed the garden,
Right.
right? With different trees. And because of the minerals in the pitch, it would survive.
Right.
Because you even use pitch when you planting plants.
Yeah, my brother, now say you was some,
You
was
put
some
it
soil.
in plant. You have to take the pieces of pitch
Right.
that to prevent the plantings from getting worms. Yeah.
Alright. So as I say, you been around the no youth left behind.
Long time, yeah.
What is your thoughts on what's going on with them right now, the whole lockout and everything? I know you probably don't want to get in that.
Well,
Attacks.
they are young children,
Yeah.
and Quincy is a good role model.
Right.
So whatever happening, I don't want to get into it,
Yeah.
but he still stand up firm,
Right.
and the youths that he have, they're firm, they are fighters.
Militant youths. I
Yeah.
noticed that about them.
They are fighters.
Yeah.
They could survive,
Right.
right?
So they're ready for the fight.
we can't get in, we wouldn't get into the negative part,
Right.
right? We'll get into positive because youths we're dealing with.
Correct.
Right? And we have to show the youths of today the positive side of life. We can't always show them negative.
Correct.
Okay? So let me eliminate that negativeness.
Yeah, correct. It's goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Our-
health and
What are
strength.
some of the good things that you saw with the whole no youth left
With the
behind?
new youths, well, when they came in, Quincy's a good role model. Because when they came in, some of them they didn't have the ability.
Right.
And they didn't have the self-esteem.
Right.
So he built that in them. And he for education. He makes sure they go to school. He makes sure they get educated. Right? That's the best thing. And he have them here with love. So when you see these youths left behind, it amazes me. Because they are young people compared to the young people you're seeing. Because they are young people of today.
Yeah, very young too.
Yeah, and they hold different portfolio.
Yeah.
So that is what amazing about the group and the youths. Yeah. And even though all the negative they seen around them, they're taking the positive.
Still pushing the positive. Fighting the fight.
Right.
That's all we need in the youth and then. So Amina, thanks man.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for
It's
your
a
time.
pleasure meeting you all.
Yeah.
Have a blessed one.
For sure.
And we'll meet again.
For sure.
All right?
Yeah man.
All right.
Action.
My name is Vincent. Anthony is my surname. I'm a trained professional tour guide, trained by the Tourist Board of Trinidad and Tobago, 1983. And what I do here is educate people about the lake. Anything based on the lake, even the grass that growing here, I can tell you why it grows here. As I said, welcome to Tierra de Beer, meaning the land of pitch. It was changed in 1797 by the British to Labria, The word la could be used in Spanish and in French as vie or deux, as some people speak. And the word bre is a complete Spanish word meaning pitch. So labre means the pitch or the pitch, as some people speak. It's 160 acres throughout the whole village. 95 acres is where you all going and visit here today. It was once level to the road from on top. But due because of the mining, it had been dropped to 29 feet beneath sea level. It's approximately 300 feet deep in a cone shape, 90 meters. That is in the center. This is as far as testing. There's no other lake like this. And as unique as ours, we could walk on, and the more you take out, it replenishes itself naturally. There are other lakes, like in Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela, where it's a tar pit, and it's beneath water. And the only viewing that right now for lightning, you could go and check it out. There's one in Los Angeles, California, naming after La Brea tar pit. And that one is dig it up for dinosaur bones and fossils. There's one in Norway, naming after two men named who found it, Tar, Mark, and Adam. So you'll hear something like Tarmac Adam or Tarmac. Two men named you calling there who found it. But they're not as unique as ours. Venezuela is the largest of the tar deposit. Our own is the second largest, but pitch deposit. Because a lot of people go wrong and saying tar and pitch is the same. No, tar is liquefied. Pitch is solid crude. Asphalt is after pitch have been processed, passing through a process of steam of 330 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 160 degrees Celsius, comes out in liquid form, straining, goes into barrels weighing 500 pounds and more. In 24 hours or more, it get back solid. We have been shipping out from here, going all over the world, making a lot of byproduct. Camera casings, battery casings, tires, records, Z-Bat, flash bands, aeroplane runways, highways, the rooftop shingles, they make that. Trinidad Lake Asphalt also make one of the best-selling paint in the world, called Lasco. Now, there are a lot of interesting things outside there we all will learn about. You have things like water nymph or water rose. As you're going along, we'll learn about that. You got to know about the village, and how many people living on it, or as really, or how many houses there is, or how many houses, what kind of houses it have here in Labre, and where you could build houses in Labre, due to because of the pitch founded all over the village, where people lives on it, concrete, and also board houses. Where afterwards, we going to Trinidad Lake Asphalt, the place that process the pitch, so we could see how they work out there, where they have machines like, we call them lorries or buckets. They run on railroads. Long time they used to dig pitch with pickaxe. They don't do that again. They use machines now, where they go outside in 95 acres. Grading the pitch, going about 2 to 3 feet into the ground, 40 feet long to 50 feet, and in 2 to 3 days' time, it's back up again. After taking it out from that area, they have a place where they stockpile it. They have things like lorries or buckets running on railroads, pulling by electrical cable, straight on top of a ramp, where it have some stills where it have been processing. We'll see that while it's going along on the way. But for now, we will lock off.
That is it. Yeah. So we head into the lake.
Welcome again to Labre. And I proudly say in the economic boom town of Trinidad and Tobago, right? The first place where they discover oil, right? Welcome to the economic boom town, to the motherland of money for Trinidad and Tobago, right? This is where, you know, they discovered oil, right? I don't watch the camera or nothing there. Right. So yeah, this is okay.
Juice, you come more like to the front of we and thing. Like you stay close to we now.
So they call that elephant skin. Well, some people they say that, some people they say no. Some people just use the term because how it look.
How many kind of sensitive plants you all know? Stop. How many kind of sensitive plants you all know?
Well, I know about this for sure.
Where's this one? Where's his name?
Timawi.
Mary or Timawi, right? Nice.
Man, know you think, man.
What is the right name for sensitive plants? Mimosa. It's about drink also, you know. Orange juice and champagne. Mimosa. But it's not only one we have. We have about 3 kinds in Trinidad here. But you could get 2. Why is it going along? We have a next one to know about. When you touch them, they close up. All sensitive plants. Now we passing through a little bit of urge. Aha! We meet the next one. Look the next one here. Now remember, the Mary have 4 sets of leaf. This one have about 9. It is carry about 9. And all of them disclose the same too. Every one. We get one here. So that is 2. We have a next one. I didn't know it have any wrong here. I didn't see this one to the longest one. These close too. This is not the Mary, but they close. The right name for sensitive plants is what? Nice, I want to learn.
Let's go.
So you understand why the Amerindians settle here?
We pass into a little orchard. We have cherry, the sweet one, we have the sour one, we have cashew, we have pomerac, and we have mango too. And they grow in here. How they grow in here? How them things grow in here?
Where is that in now? One of the world? You seeing it? And the damn, by the mango tree, one of the world growing.
How them things grow in here? And cashew sweet too, you know. Don't talk about sweet. We cashew real sweet here.
How it grow
Stop.
in here, as you say?
How it grow in here?
How?
Why it grow in here?
Why?
And how it grow in here?
That is here.
This is because of the minerals that contains here. Sulfuric gas, mud, tar, or liquid pitch, and sea salt water. We also have methane gas. But if we don't see methane, we can't even smell it because the way of the breeze will be pushing it, let's push off that. But anyhow, sulfide will push out something called iron or iron oxide, a brown stuff. You'll see just now. You'll see it on the pitch, but when it's settling into the water, it brings out this green stuff by the heat of the sunlight. We call it moss. And that, in Indian life, they just call it algae or something like that. But anyhow, this moss is a plant fertilizer. Hence the reason why you have a lot of plants growing here. And sweet, we're talking about sweet. Listen, stop. The whole village, the whole village is sitting on pitch. And the majority of houses in Labrie are board houses. And they're on floating posts. So today they will be standing like this, and tomorrow, but let's jack them up, put a block. The concrete structures as well. You have to jack them, but the walls will start moving, and the louvers falling out. They have to be maintained. But the trees, it's because of the minerals. They undo it, but they will fall, but they will still grow. Watch them. Plenty of them, you'll see them hanging down.
So everybody house leaning in Labrie?
Mister, go and take a good view in Labrie and you will see the houses and you might see all of them stable.
Now, one of the things about this soil too is like potted mix of peat moss.
Yeah.
So like how you just used to grow certain crops that the government now say we could grow legally for at a time. Yeah. You know, you want that soil to be loose. Yeah. So this soil here now, boy, is that kind of. Yeah, so that. No, what I'm saying, rain could fall, bucket a drop, and in 2 twos, it's dry. If you notice the guy earlier when he came and met us there,
would not even get wet.
Yeah.
We're going along, water passing and that wouldn't get wet. You will see first up. Come.
You will do so and dig up, and then it will be dry.
Look at one right here.
Watch.
What's something?
What's that?
Underneath the water.
Get that mystery. What's that? What's that? This is water here, you know. You understand?
Not penetrating.
Good for the roots.
Wow.
No root rottage, no drain off is excellent. Come on. Come on. That is why the Amerindians again, say it with me, that is why the Amerindians settle here. First people, whoever you say, right? Correct term, you know, there's be little first people Amerindians, that is why they settle here, because he had living. Yeah. Let me go along.
Oh, they keep rolling there, they keep rolling there.
So like we are saying, it's the economic boom town because of the oil, right? They know it had oil, the first oil offshore platform, the first oil discovery, right?
Now, they tell us on our come this way, As long as you're following this footstep here,
You
it's
see.
here, no problem at all. This ain't got no trouble. Yes, they told us that they give no information on Sir Walter Raleigh. Why? Come follow me, pass it me now. Only walk with me.
Let me make sure we get Lake Asphalt and give homage and respect to Lake Asphalt for the support, right? We got to pay manners where manners is due. Thankful for the progressive thinking of the management there, right? Lake Asphalt of Trinidad and Tobago, 1978 Limited, the bosses. What's that? Rainfall bucket or job. And you can keep events here, by? No mud or clamp to your shoes. Imagine how you could do. That is why we choose this side to do events. What's that? What's this? Watch. What's this? Do it with me and get your blessing. Get your blessings, KG. Shake the earth. Shake the earth and get your blessings, man. What's that?
That is it.
Mystic. This is what Bob Marley sing about. Natural mystic. Right? Watch.
Stop here, please. Here's the next one. The sensitive plants. You ready for me?
Am I ready for him?
Nah, he.
You ready for him, man?
Yeah, there's the next one here. Called wait a minute to hook me back. Why they call it hook me back? Because it has some thorn. It repair cutting you like this. On your hand. But it's sensitive, it is close up too. You see that? I want to be seeing that.
First time I seeing that one.
Eh? Why they call it wait a minute? Because you can't run through that, you know.
You can't run through that?
No.
It's sharper.
If it's sharp, hold it and pull it out. Hold it and pull it.
I ain't say it's sharp.
No, hold the holy cloth and pull it. Holy cloth. It should be ripping your skin if it's pulling it out.
Damn.
So why they say wait a minute, you just stop now and unfigure it.
Brother, that will rip out your
KG, that how them girls trying to hook the money man them now.
Hey, tape that properly. I have to remember what it's not, boy. But that will rip off your skin.
And that is some of the kind of things we had was to deal with when we started here.
Yeah, you had to fight up.
You had to fight up with them things.
Yeah.
You understand? It wasn't easy. We run from real beasts, from, you know, Jep, snake, you name it. We run from it. Children, mothers, come together, you know. The corporate entity that would have came out, again, Caribbean Gas Chemical Limited, we had to big them up. So it started as a community effort. And, you know, we here. Many moons later, the blessings and the guidance of God, all are here unfortunately, but we don't want your trip today to just be about our situation, and we know you will put it like that, meaning you will put it where we also cover what we're doing here now, the tourism aspect, the natural beauty, the blessings, the fauna, the flora, the ecospace. This is a teaching tool to teach young children about the environment, about global warming, about the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. How do you think I know about them things? What's that? Nature, brother boy. Let me go and see some nature now. Let me watch your works now. After you, cameraman. Nice. All them might get a treat here today, you know, I ain't know.
Nice. The flowers you all watching here are called water nymph or water rose. It's a smaller breed to the normal lotus lilies. Smells like an Avon perfume. They are sensitive to light. They open in the morning and close in the afternoon. What happens here is at times the lake is like a basin, so it contains a lot of water from the outskirts when rain falls. But the water has been purified by the nature of the lake. High methane gas and sulfur. where nothing like no skin disease can happen here. So there are areas outside there, most of the time you get the bathing ponds when the rainy season, that will be July. Right now there was dry season, so you get sulfur, where people taking out in bottles, using for skin diseases. For like athlete toes, dandruff, sores, bruises, lotor, pimples, mosquito bites, sun blemishes and rashes. It also goes so far that it have an ease for psoriasis. But if you're allergic to it, we just know that. When you go outside there, your skin will start to swell. But anyhow, there are times you cannot see anything like pitch or even grass here. You see a lake of water. What you're watching here now is a pumping station. 220 horsepower. We have 2 pumps here, where the water being diluted from here passing through the village in canal. 6 feet, some places low, and some places high, 6 feet. About 900 meters where it goes into the sea, where villagers even use the water for washing, for bathing, and farmers also use it for their pens. No drinking. Let's go and see how the lake look like.
All kind of bird in the back here too, right?
All kind. We have birds that come here in that same lily pond. They coming from all South America with ring on them. They call them the whistling ducks. Stop here. This red or brown stuff you see in here is called iron ore, coming from deep into the ground. Yeah, iron ore, iron oxide. But what happens here is like, it on the picture will look red, but when it's settling into water, we'll see how it look like. It actually turns into moss when it's settling into water. Green, flourishing green also. In a little while, we'll see how it operates. I take a little walk. So while we're going along, you'll see plenty of that here. All on the pitch, in the swamp, in the ponds, anywhere, you will find it. I'll break something and break up some of these asphalt here, right? They stick down on all stadium, it's a problem to get. They just have to break it up. You see others come and get my thing to show people where it's asphalt, and where it's tar and where it's pitch. Right here. Yeah, I don't know if I could get a piece here. Yeah, I get. Something to be explained.
I'm going to give me a second.
Go ahead.
Show them about the tower. Right, so if you look to my left, you're all right. You're seeing pieces of the tower there, the World War II tower. Look this way.
American Watchtower.
Right. So that tower was built by the British Navy during the period from 1939 to 1941. It was constructed by a sector of the British Navy called the Royal Engineers. So they're using this to fuel their ships and planes and whatever. War, so we had to protect our assets, like we build up our... So you see Trinidad, and by extension, even Library played a significant role in the World War II. So we know everything, right? So there's a lot of history here. No Youth Left Behind uses these, you know, tourism attractions, the cultural elements, the historic sites to teach in a program called Environmental Youth Energy, or I. So we use the pitch lake, we use the development and transformation into ecotourism park. We use that as a teaching tool to get youths and to keep youths interested in agriculture, business management, because there's business with it, it's chefing, it's culinary arts, it's video work with it. There's a lot of avenues right here from the pitch lake, and we want to maximize the potential. It's been asleep for too long. Right, so basically that is what's going on here. That is part of the reason we're here today, to cover not just the oppression, but the benefits.
Correct.
Right, there's a lot of benefits.
Correct. A lot of benefits are being slept on.
Right, a lot of employment creation opportunities.
Correct.
Make it harder for the gang man to recruit now, or they're making it easy for the gangs to recruit, you know. You're making it easy for the gangs to recruit, I'm telling you. I could tell you we lost some during the COVID. And we came here as a means of survival because we couldn't afford to lose anymore. And with this program here now, you know, I learned from Mr. Vincent a lot. I grew up here and I just used to come here to play and to go and bathe. I never studied the value in it until I started working here for the Ministry of Tourism. And then I saw the opportunity to join the youth group that I was in charge in with my employers. And it was, you know, a beautiful, beneficial to both. And we're going to keep fighting, but you're all here to see the benefits. Look all this here, Maxi, full up. Look out there. All of us here when the Maxi pull up. You know, we don't know if they're North Americans or Europeans, but for lack of for better understanding white people.
Correct.
They come from far to see here where we sleeping or where we could use here to reduce crime. It had a highway open up the other day. The president would have talked about the food fest where we try to show that as a community, here what? Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, we go show all you. The highway open. It's killing the business in Library, but here what we go do? We will come together with some other groups. Library have rich agriculture, like he just talked about the soil. We would specialize on ground provision. We have something called the Library Ground Food Fest. And through that, we will get products like a beetroot punch and cassava balls and exotic things where people always flock for food. People that go Maracas and for what? Bacon shark. So it's showing that a community, through our NGO, is trying to help itself. And all we're saying is, we don't take 3 steps, sir. Just take a half step with us. Look at the beauty out here, boy. This is something that you cannot find nowhere in the world. Why is Library not a city? We have 1 in a million. We do business. We understand supply and demand. If you alone have the product, use the boss. Come on, man. So, welcome again. All you will learn a lot from Mr. Vincent. And Library is a beautiful place. We just call it the capital of heaven. Right? The capital of heaven, south side. South side, outside. Right?
I know what bird egg is. That bird come out there.
Okay, on the egg.
Yeah, bird egg.
See? Life. So that is our next generation come to sustain, right? No, that is how we look at things here now.
Correct.
It changed me, you know. The program changed me, you know. That is why you here still and I not haven't malfunctioned yet. Because I cannot win, you know. But I doesn't care about the winning when I stand up for mines, boy. Not standing up for it to me is a loss already. I mean, come out here to take no losses, especially when we work so hard. You hear them, Tran? I hear you call them militant.
Yeah, militant youth, boy.
Not in no disrespectful way, not in no... They're confident because why? Here's the saddest thing. You know who gave them the confidence? The same government. The government would have done good. They would have provided programs where you give them high-level training. So now you want them to be Mickey Mouse?
True.
Come on. Let me get to it, man. Again, like as for the company, you know, and there's a lot of companies around here, you know, I would call the Heritage Petroleum, you know, we're not here to grouse. We're not here to make nobody look bad. But if the government is asking people not to do bullying, this is what the new Prime Minister is saying he's going to be promoting, right? No bullying. Justice for women. There's a lot of women in this group. There's a lot of mothers, your voters. So don't judge me based on what somebody tell you about me. Because you want to canvass and come to our house so we could get to know you for ourselves. We have invited the ministers them to meetings to intercede. Come and hear the children for yourself. These are your future voters. Forget me. All they do have to like me, but always the bosses, all have the degrees, all they know about conflict resolution, and I'm willing. We willing. We willing to start over. Right? Let me show the nation that we could fall out and fall right back in. And put the petty thing aside.
Yeah, that is it.
Stop.
So we are here. Man to stop. Right here.
Now, according to geologists and others, our lake is Miocene age. Who don't know what is Miocene, I'm going to tell you here now. Miocene is aging, about 5 to 15 million years old. And they say it will take about 5 to 15 million years again before it finishes. Now, many years ago, they used to take picture with pickaxe, putting on your heads, wheelbarrows, and donkey carts. About 500 meters on this area, they used to ship it out. They don't have any shipping port for Trinidad Lake Asphalt again. What they do, they stock all into containers, they take into Point Lisas, where Germany is our main source of taking out from here, from ever since. Unless you have your own transportation like China, they have real cargo now. But anyhow, as you say, they stop digging pitch with pickaxe. What they use now is like caterpillars, bulldozers, overloaders, and dumper trucks. Where they go outside here. And they only do that in our dry season. Why? Because at that time, we would not have any water outside here. And what they do, they go outside there and they grade in the pitch now. 2 feet, 40 to 50 feet long. And in 2 to 3 days' time, it's back up again to the surface. After taking out the pitch outside, the dumper truck drop it in an area where we are approaching here now. Where it have lorries or buckets. These lorries run on railroads, pulling by electrical cables straight on top of the ram. And on top of the ram, the red sheds you see in there are called stills. Let me go down a little closer, a little more.
Well, let's see how Jah hold up the weather. Down here we just start with Jah. Jah hold up the weather for me, man, because you know this has to go on. Watch again. Then you could keep an event here, boy. Rain, fall, bucket, and drop, and it will be like that. It's a unique venue. God blessed us because we came with a clean heart.
First time experiencing something like this.
Come on.
In my own country.
And you're going places and spend big US for less.
I'm sure about that.
For less. Watch what we have. Your child could still come and see a little bucket, a little track thing that's working. Which are the different species of plants. I think Huey did a study and said they discovered a rare species of guppies here at the pitch lake, yeah. They would have adapted to the minerals and to the gases and whatnot. Yeah, he could tell you maybe you could find one. I think you have his lighter where you could light the water on fire because of the gases. Where you walking in the rainy season and you walking past burning fire. So before No It Left Behind got here, there used to be a lot of bushfires. Hence the reduction in the cashew trees. So the fire, you would need a special type of extinguisher because it's a gas-sag fire. So fire burning and rain falling, that is a real, you have to see it. It is an oxymoron. You know? Yeah.
You got something going on over there. A fire over there. You see that where that pipe that smoke there? That's fire over the lake. Anyhow, where you all are right now, this is a stockpile area. Here and that area over there. When they finish taking out pitch here, you're about 3/4 down by your chest. When they finish taking out pitch here. This area, what you're standing on here now. All this is stockpile pitch. Let's go closer now. You'll see the next set.
You can smoke here?
Yeah?
Mm,
Yes,
Yeah.
I pick up smoke.
yeah, I think you could, but I think you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, I think you could, but you shouldn't.
Good smoke, man.
Yeah.
Forget that. I ain't doing nothing.
Let me don't be the first ones to find out for people to say, wait, I didn't know it could explode down there. You know? It's gas. Come on.
Now these are the lorries, and it take about 3 men to empty them into the stills. If you watch, every one of them have a chain. So what they do is like, and they empty them. Take about 3 men. But anyhow, we come here to learn about pitch. A lot of people don't know what is pitch. This is pitch in a raw stage. This is what they mine here for. But before you get onto this natural pitch, you got to remove 5 to 6 layers of skin, a protection layer. When the sun is hot, you'll be walking on something like sponge or carpet beneath your feet out there. But anyhow, to explain this, I'll have to break it. Pass it along and let us smell it for me, please. Pass it along. Now, what you'll be smelling there is sulfuric gas. And if you're watching very carefully, you see a lot of tiny holes. The tiny holes are called ventilation holes or gas pockets. Sulfuric gas. And according to geologists and others, if it wasn't for these small tiny holes you see in here, you'd be living by an active volcano. It contains up to 39% bitumen, 27% water, and 34% mineral matter, organic matters. So after all the water and fossils have been drained out from it, at Trinidad Lake Asphalt Company, it becomes 100% industrial asphalt. So industrial asphalt is the one that goes out. Now, I want to give you a piece of asphalt. Hold us. So you'll compare it with what you have there and see what I'm talking about. Watch you both of them. Smell it and look at it. Watch them. Did they match up?
No.
Where's the different now?
One of a kind of smooth effect.
Right. The one that you train away, you have to keep that, you know. You don't get that here, sir. You don't get that, no. You have to go and buy that. That's 100% industrial asphalt going all over the world, making a lot of byproduct. Camera casings, battery casings, tires, records, Z-bar, flash bands, aeroplane runways, and others. They're making paint. And I think it's a lady will come up with it familiar inside here. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you a simple question as we're going along. Which one of them, between asphalt and pitch, you could use fire on?
I go say asphalt.
Huh?
I go say pitch.
What do you say?
See two of them.
Now, which one can be the two?
Pitch.
Pitch?
Yeah.
The two are going to blow up on themselves. Because if asphalt you use fire on top of there up there, it ain't asphalt again.
No, I go blow.
This thing has gas. It is go through steam. 360 degrees Fahrenheit steam. You can't use fire on this, on pitch. Asphalt you could use fire on. If they use fire there, they ain't no asphalt again. Steam they go through. Now you get to know what is tar, pitch and asphalt, right? You go and know when you tar now. That's the danger, man, but you can't keep that. You can keep asphalt, you can keep pitch. Right? You can't keep tar. Let me go and learn about tar now. Take up your bottle.
Hey, you don't need National Geographic, you know, you just need KG and team. Okay?
Say that again.
You don't need National Geographic, you just need KG and team. When all you thought was just this and when all you thought was just that, no, global, international, can't limit him. Like the pitch lake, he keep coming back. All you see the wheels, right? So all you know is an industry, all you're working on. Heavy machinery. Yeah. All you're working on what they call black gold, you know?
Come this way. If I leave all here without Quincy, you see that area there, they're walking straight on it.
Yeah.
Come there, please. Come, let me show you something now. Now you want to stand up here and face me on that side. Stay there. Now the three other lakes that I speak about. Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela, Los Angeles, California, and Norway. What I'm going to show you is just over there. 3/4 of the lake outside here is solid, and 1/4 and more it's like what I'm going to show you here. It's called tar, or liquid pitch. Animals lose their life outside here daily. Human beings get stick up, and when it gets onto you, you have to use kerosene to take it off. Let me do a demonstration so you can see what I'm doing. Stay there, please. I'm begging all you not listening to me. Me and nobody following me.
And that is why you need a tour guide. People just come out here and play hero and just stick up. They just feel it's a money thing and a con thing. No. It's a safety thing. Yeah, I don't need no tour guide to save a $50. You're mad?
It look like pitch. You see how like this rainfall here? All you're going and walk on this just so because it look like water. You're going and walk on that right there and the doubting is that you're going and walk on.
Ball.
Ta!
You'll ball.
Ta!
Hey, you could come here. Yeah. You could follow me. I go.
And this is only a spreader. This only
there,
spread out here.
Yeah, walk here.
Ta!
Come here.
So you see where it's ta?
Give me a fresh dip there. See. You're getting a fresh dip here. You don't want that on you at all. You don't want that on your skin, your clothes. I mean, you could get it off, you know, but you
The
don't want
people that come outside in the rainy season and are carrying out an area where they get tired. They call it the center of the lake. It's the most active part of the lake. Where you get a lot of sulfur, especially in this time. But in the rainy season, a lot of people go there telling themselves they're going to get sulfur water, but what they're going there for is tar. They're going outside in a little while. Let's go and see how it looks like. We had an incident here about somewhere in 2001.
What's this here?
We had Trinidadian cyclists.
Rambo?
Huh?
I know?
Come, you're going with them. But what I carry you, you will see that here. Come.
You understand it? You don't need no drugstore, just come and bathe here.
I want to get more of the hard.
Anybody know about planting fig tree and thing? So when you're planting a fig tree, you never hear they say when you dig the hole, you put 2-3 pieces of pitch in it to keep away the worms. Yeah. Well, all right, look how you learn something today. So you see when you come in a pitch lake talk is agriculture, is science, is biology, is everything. Folklore, everything. Because one of the folklores is that this is a curse, eh? That the gods got vexed with the locals for sacrificing the hummingbirds or something like that and swallow them up with the molten tar as a curse. So that is one of the
According to the
folklores.
legend of the lake,
Right.
there was a tribe called Chima
He will tell you
who
more.
was living around this lake.
That's the encyclopedia.
It's only a legend. Where these tribes was living around this lake. And these are the people who get so water really interested of the lake. And at that time, tribes is fighting against tribes. So the winning tribe used to come around and celebrate their ancestors here. That tribe called Chima was successful after war, where they had feasts by eating of hummingbirds and drinking of the blood. It had an eruption here where a lot of them lost their life. So they believed that the god get it back to them. because they eating up the hummingbird and drinking up the blood. The gods swallowing up the village. Anyone was to catch after that eating of the hummingbird or drinking the blood of the hummingbird, the punishment was death. In them times, according to history, this lake used to erupt because of the gas pressure. And due because of the mining, it dropped now. But anyhow, so anytime anyone afterwards, as I said, catch eating the hummingbird, the punishment was death. So while they're mining here now, they find a lot of bones, skulls, artifacts, wooden wood barrows, trees. The trees, you will see some of them outside, they're not petrified. Petrified means when they turn in stone or coals. They preserve. They can be thousands of years old. Even Miocene age, 5 to 15 million years old. By the gas pressure, some of them come up, some go back down. We're going to walk on it now. One of our main famous natural wonders of the world. If we're going back to Sir Walter Raleigh days, the time when he came in,
Nah, you good, man.
Walter Raleigh came in here.
You good.
And they want to hear me?
Nah, you good.
Nothing I'm tell you about. Not one thing. You know, one of the best, one out there, I ain't saying he's the best, one out of the best here. So shoes ain't go and ask you anything. According to the history in the days of Sir Walter Raleigh, he was looking for the lost city of gold, El Dorado. Came in here because he was coming from Norway using a tie into his boat, where his boat was leaking. But by the heat of the sunlight, it was melting out. Where he drifted to this point, there were 3 set of people living here. And what separates them by the names is because of tribes. Amerindians, the Caribs, and the Arawaks. Amerindians are actually the people, the name of them. By separation, it's when it comes to Arawaks. Right? But anyhow, they are called the first people right now in the world. Especially in Trinidad here. They are called the first people. And these are the people he was speaking with, who went and dug it up because these people was using the pitch by paving into the canoes for going Venezuela border and back on others. And they went and paved his boat where he called the pitch black gold. He went back to England, he tried to get the queen interested of this black gold, but she wasn't interested of any black gold. She said, go back and look for the lost city of gold, El Dorado. He came back here, found it was interesting. Going and coming, it wasn't leaking out like the tar that he used from Norway. So he take a portion again and he went back. They say that he was beheaded for pitch, but it's far beyond to what we're speaking about here. I wouldn't give you the rest. If you check up the history, you'll know that when he was moving, his prisoners he was moving with there. So you know they was vicious.
He was a
when
pirate.
they come here, them native girls and them, they do wickedness with them. You want to go through that? Please.
You see how we glorifying a set of villains? The man was a savage, boy. Real talk.
And then feeling like walking on something soft. And then getting a little soft underneath your feet. Well, come. I want the lady to see what I'm talking about. What are you actually walking on? Is the skin of the pitch. What we're doing? So this is spread over the pitch, right?
Like
This is spread over the pitch. Sometimes when the sun is hot, you could pull it off like carpet. What you're watching here, that is sulfuric gas. Most of the times when it's coming out like this, it's flammable. But we will get in the center more better. When it's more cool, it's get more better in the center.
Like you're walking on plasticine or something, right?
He's sinking down there. Come. Yeah. And big machines will be out here. Big machines. Watch your gas. If you don't watch it and you don't stay with me, you won't get it. I'm not telling you.
Come in.
Watch this.
Come and get this. You ain't gonna see this much places. What's that? Ah, you miss it.
You miss it? You will get more. You be missing that, yeah, missing a lot. Gas, sulfuric gas. Not sulfur alone, sulfuric gas. Come along.
There you go, people. That is why we say get a tour guide.
I know where to walk.
Stop there. What's deep down? You see the brown stuff? That's the iron ore. But when it's settling into the water, it'll bring out this gummy stuff we see in your right on top here now. We call it moss. The fish, if you watch good, it have fishes in there. The fish lives off of it, the plant's life. So this is what having all them plants side looking so nice sweet fruits. Don't it look so now, like cotton. Hold it now, don't fret. Hold it now, boss.
Looking like a piece of high grade.
Mr. Hold the thing now, please. I tell you. That do have no smell or no? It have no smell. Put it and know that smell. That have no smell. It's not the dirty water thing where it be prepared by your train by your house, you know. Oh.
You see how the program working because what at the age of 19, 20, you find this here and give me the idea. I come back out here, get this dry it up, put it in bag, seal it, and tell me there's something. And by the time they find out, I go and catch me. I go on with your cash. No, you don't give me entrepreneurship idea. No house is entrepreneurship. You understand? What are this looking for real, G?
Water looking like a galaxy down there.
Yeah.
Galaxy.
Ja works, boy. Ja works.
Nice. Where the water is located on the lake, all over here now, they are called veins or faults. They are horizontal and vertical in a V shape. These faults come from the time when they used to dig pits with pickaxe and something called a grabber. All you want to on me? All right. We want to stay in that pond. We're walking here on top of the land here, water by your neck. When them pump break down. You much time you see that them pump break down that they send all kind of Japan to go and get parts with to fix it back. No water, no land, nothing to rest. You only have to swim through here. People afraid. But the water clear.
Yeah, nice.
Well clean.
But beautiful.
You have to know where you're going to be now.
Yeah. You ain't coming out here by yourself.
Now this area here was last taken pitch from in this week. Oh, what today? Saturday? Well, in the week. Look at it. And they stockpile it on that area. And the people that want to know how the machine coming outside, well, they ain't sinking.
Watch. And if you come back here maybe in 2 weeks, this area that looking like this, it's flat again. Because the sun and whatnot would have, the pitch would have melt and it would have come like it healed itself. Yeah, it would have regenerate. It's really a wonder. It's a blessing that, you know, God chose Trinidad to put this and he chose Labre, so we want to maximize that blessing. You know, we some work people down here.
All right. If we go back to biblical, now everybody is about tar and pitch is the same. If they really did use tar in Noah's days, or Noah, his wife, all them animals, everybody would have died here. Right? Even for when Moses, they say the tar of the basket, tar. If you put tar that Moses would not make it, he would have dead. So we know it's pitch. People is, and it's still all now, people is asking the question, what is the difference between, well, we've seen the difference. One, liquefy, one is solid, you could walk on it. Maracaibo in Venezuela, Los Angeles, California, and others, they are tar pits, you cannot walk on them. And look at it from the outskirts, it looks small. When you come outside here, you see about 7 to 8 football field there.
Rambo the fraud.
Huh?
The froth.
No, come on, don't do the frog.
That is the
That's sulfur.
sulfur.
Come, you will see sulfur here. That's what we want to see. This one here. Different colors. Smell very high.
Now when we leaving, we might pass this way. I ain't sure.
The center of the lake is the most active part of the lake,
What's this?
where you find a lot of sulfur, especially in this time. But going in inside here, you're giving yourself problem.
What you say? Say that again?
Getting inside of the ponds, you could get down in a lot of tar. So you won't get down in there.
So why is this all this bubbling so?
Sulfuric gas.
Sulfuric gas.
Remember it smell like a kind of rotten
But the
egg.
water is sulfur and very strong, where people take out in bottles for skin disease. Smell very strong. Mister, you wouldn't bathe here.
He said because of the tar, but this is the water you want.
It's put in bottles
This is
to take out.
this is the
You
we have
wouldn't
a
bathe in
drink
it at
called-
that time there. You'll get tired. And what happens in the rainy season, a lot of people come here and get tired. Because they know it is have sulfur here in the dry season, so they'll come here and go in them ponds and get tired. Come up from here.
And what is tie up?
tar up.
Tar
Tar.
up!
Yeah.
You're not hearing me.
And if you get tar up,
All right,
What?
well, okay.
what is tar up?
That's the same thing he dip with the stick.
Mister, stop at that.
That's what he dip with the stick.
So that way you gonna get.
That's tar, yeah.
No put yarn in it.
No
I
in the
put my
water,
hand in
but
it.
it will be in the
In the
surface.
water.
Long in it had the
In
tar.
this, yes, that man try to be difficult. Oh.
No, I want to know.
In the water, as inside the rice tar. What you see in the rice tar, and it have that in the bottom down there. I want to play in the water. I ain't going down inside. Yeah, go down there. It had the same thing was the stick. That is it up there.
This could be about 4 feet.
4 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But you see it real volatile because you see the gases them bubbling all. Yeah. Right? Now
And
again,
it's not one color alone. It is getting the sulfurated water. Walk around, please. Hello?
Right.
Hello, come around, please.
we have a lot of feet here, so like
Because if
again,
you don't
medicinal
come around, you go
purposes.
walking tired.
Right? And it really works.
Come
It is
on.
it's not a gimmick, it's not just a tourism story, it does work. You know, it really does retard some skin diseases that can't even cure, but it can retard it.
Well, you can see evidence here. No? So we're talking about the feel a joke I'm making here.
What's back on
Look
that?
what you're going on
Oh,
here.
you see somebody leave the Gucci, right?
Well, that one. That is one. Come over.
And they can be
The
with that
water.
outside, right? What's that there?
What's the
now?
water? Sulfurated iron ore.
See that?
Strong.
What
With
you call
sulfur.
that?
Come along. Hey,
Right.
mister, don't walk over there, please. Are you trying to get yourself into it? All of this started now.
Come this way,
I
follow
hope
these
you know
slippers,
what
just
it
follow
is.
these slippers, just follow these slippers,
Then
follow
you
these
leave your
slippers.
slippers too.
So you see everything we turn into good here, we're using these slippers now as our landmark. Right?
What just?
Miss Lady, we have your slippers. Call 359-6172, we shall return it.
What just one? And you will see more. Come on.
Touch it. Natural mistake.
Nice.
What's
Stop
this
here.
here?
When the water dried from it, turn to rock salt. All the water, especially on this area here, when it dry out properly, it's into rock salt. If you feel a line here now, you could do what I'm doing. Watch me.
Salt in it.
Hold this. Just take a touch. Watch me now. You could do so and test it
Rock salt.
and spit it out. You will tell me how it tasted. Test it and see, touch it and see. I want to let you know what I'm saying here is very serious. When the water dry out in this area, it turns to rock salt.
What's it looking like brown sugar?
And you know what they do with rock salt? You know what they do with rock salt? For pain. Yeah, people just put it in cloth and thing and put it and tie down on places where you have pain. Rock salt. Because it's this kind of rock salt, sulfur rock salt. From here we back.
And if you could
I will
process
leave
that
all
into
the
a
answers
seasoning, boy.
to Quincy now. So all that is there, look, watch when somebody leave the shoes again, watch. Like two, a pair there's a pair. When they hip in, the next one was done inside, so they don't leave it right there, watch.
Now, traditionally, we just find more women shoes out here than men, right? So I don't know
There
if
is
that
people
mean
who
the
does
women
not want to
not
hear.
listening. But ladies, please, we're not trying to control you, we're trying to protect you, ladies. Right? All you listen to us now.
Let's see what is here. Watch. Ta, it's not here. You can't do that here. It's ta. You see it?
Beautiful.
Who's again when the sun is hot?
Ja works.
Trouble.
Now, if you look beyond, this is what you call the Labetco estate. So we're surrounded by wealth, we're surrounded by industrialization, we're surrounded by, you know, money being generated. You know, and there are companies that they are doing, you know, big up to the NGC, big up to the Topco, you know, but we have real wealth and we have, look, you just met a portion of the youths and he was impressed. So if you're serious about keeping youths away from gangs and you know, letting youths, you know, sustain the work that even all they're doing today, Mr. Ministers, right? All they carrying forever, the Roman Empire had was to fall, right? So we pleading for a meeting, KG. You see how you was humble to drive down, you know, our executive reached out to you. She informed me, all right, good idea, KG, yeah. Okay, bam, and look here. And I sure you're impressed because I seen it in your face. Blessings.
It was Babylon, Babylon, Assyria, the Medes and Persia. Now we're going down to the toes. That is in the dream with Daniel. So right now we're in the toes. We're living in the last days, the last of the last days.
Coming
right
to the
now.
end of the body, oh.
And you know who running that? The Anglo-American world power. I hear people talking about the, America going and fall and they go, let them feel America going and fall. They lie. No one dare make war with the beast, according to the Bible. America is the beast. So they go ahead. Except
You see, you're getting biblical too on the pitch lake. Oh, you're not supporting that. I just beat a few countries.
The world, and no one dare make war. And America is the beast. I don't know how people saying the only person to done the war, this war, is God's war, and that's Armageddon. When he sent the holy angels and them to done this wickedness.
Prophecy it a reveal. Time to praise the man war, but this heaven seals. Certain type of living after
So all who's saying about America going and drop, they're making a mistake of their life.
Yeah, big up KG, big up the team. Right, again, we don't bang for National Geographic, you know. We in this in all, you know, respect, you know.
Now we have your own thing.
But look where the man is.
We have your own thing.
One of the 8 wonders of the world, you know.
Hey, don't use no number here, please.
Sorry, sir. No numbers, right? Just love, right?
Because it's up people will ask you, where's the rest? Call them for them.
We
and
know
if
about
that's
we
somebody
own.
you call in the way you're going and call, I'm going and tell them it's false.
We know
They
we
make
own.
up them thing. Say it again. It's not no 8 or no 12 or no 7, no. It is one of our main famous natural wonders of the world.
We accepting that.
Don't use no number. Because that people will ask you. And it have things like when the burning wall, them things is man make up. It's only in the Niagara Wharf or fall they have as a real thing. One out of them. After this. This is natural. God make this. They ask me how it reach here. I say, if it make now. I say, let me tell you something. You gotta go and ask God that. They ask me how the fish reach here. I say, we're gonna ask God. How the fish reach here.
So what? You seen this here? You're getting a good demonstration on how the ponds is be. So you seen the cracks, and it is like here, it will expand, heat.
1 hour rain here.
And boom.
This whole lake flood. 1 hour. Just give me 1 hour rain. This whole lake flood.
So you see the pump house, the pipelines, the water lines, taking the water to the beach, because when here is like the way when we tell you 6-7 feet ponds, you can't mine. You have to remove the water so you could get to the surface of the goal. Right, so I grew up here. I play football here. August holidays. Yeah, remember dry season, you have plenty space, you play, you're sweating. You take 2 shoes and you put a goal, you pass slippers, you make 2 goals, you know what this be? And you're playing small goal, full of people. When you leave here, you're white. But we had recreation, we wasn't on block.
People to remember here, Labre have a name. And there are a lot of tour guides and all that carry people outside here. Them on the outside too. Doesn't even tell people what the name is. And that is what you have to remember here. Because sometimes you might get a little thing right in Trinidad here, a little child. They ask, we have a pitch lake here. Or let you know Labre have a name, or let give you the name. And right away you could give a quiz. Labre means the pitch or the pitch. Or let's see any fire any back. The pitch or the pitch once was called Tierra de Brea by the Spanish, changed in 1797 by the British to Labrea. The word la could use in Spanish and in French of vi or de, and the word bre is a complete Spanish word meaning pitch. What Labre mean? The pitch. Yeah.
So you see, you get a better view of the
Since
the tower,
1983.
right?
1983 you're doing this?
Check how much years now.
Man, since 1983 you're doing this. Like over 40 years, eh?
Yeah, 42 years, going on 42 years already.
That is a piece of log here. Remember, the lake will push.
Spaniard.
It's always an upward movement. It's a replenishing movement. Replenishes, you have to move up. Like the Rasta man on Major Hype thing, they say, move up. Move up. Hey! Move up. We waiting. Move up. Right? Look. We say they're hustling, but they're hustling properly. Look, he bringing some people. When the facility closed at 5, a local might still get an opportunity, because imagine you come from wherever and the facility closed at 5 is 5:20. And you can't get a tour. So he don't have to lock nobody's neck. He don't have to, he could do a tour. Yeah. Beauty, boy. Natural beauty. We could attract outsiders. We could sustain ourselves. We could teach civil pride. We could do agriculture. Right? We could teach financial literacy. We could reinforce the home so the gang leaders have a harder time to pick the youths them like fruit. Because when the job boop and everybody ball, oh God, don't shoot. It are no more oops, you know? No more Fruit Loops. No, but on a serious note, I was just trying to rhyme, but on a serious note. It's really serious, boy. And when I say earlier I was frustrated, it's not frustrated in an anger way, no, it's just real unbelievable that these are the men that governing me. All you're governing me, all you're governing our resources with this kind of feelings, boy. This kind of petty emotion thing, boy. Leave that for me. Leave that for me and my partners who still on that side. When a man get them vexed, they want to go and pick up the long gun and they don't want to hear nothing. Leave that for them, because all they're condemning that. You understand? So, boy, I'm glad I was able to hear from the youths and the nation, the viewers, even the internationals, will get to understand that we do have competent youth. It's the government who are frustrating them. And I say it plain because if it was now just 2 days happen, I would not talk like this and I give it the chance to work out. It's almost 3 years, boy. Real emails. Yeah, fertilize the place now, man. Plant some cherries. Right, it's almost 3 years, boy. So how much email we all write? How much ministers we all say? We just want a meeting. Come on. I cannot take that kind of rape, especially when mature and watching. Because you might rape them next. So you tell me, KG, what we supposed to do? Just turn a blind eye. Look how God set it, where the same man coming to represent this community. You know that come like KG, that come like you have a sister and one of your brethren have HIV and you know he like she and she like him and you never tell she, here what going on, it's a big old man, you could choose what you want, you know, but that man has HIV. And you go course on he for even going wrong your sister with HIV. Yeah. Right, so we had was to say something.
Yeah, for sure. So,
With the next man.
of this video, bro. What exactly
When?
is the plea?
With the next man.
We want justice, we want a meeting. Don't use the, what they call it, the letter of the law. It come like you're saying, I know all they do the work, you know, but all they do are proof of a signed contract. So we need, as a youth organization, we need the law, the court to make you do the right thing. When you as an organization exist to empower us, you always give away grants. You all know we did the work. You all didn't have an agreement with anybody else doing the work. You all got monthly reports from me as liaison that No Youth Left Behind is asking about the meetings, the MOUs, because the ministry sent us a MOU, they say they have no contract. Why you need a contract to support this as the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Arts? Yeah. When you're giving away money to people who just send a proposal and what they propose to do, you see in this have bring awards. So all we want is justice. We need back them that reimbursement. We have a program that we have not been able to do called Stepping Up. And from that program, one of the youths won National Youth Entrepreneur of the Year. This was last year. No, this was I think 2024, right? Or 2025 recently. So from a program that has been stifled now because of the ministry's decision to take the high road and to just say get out because they can. Programs that bring in youths into a forum that they normally wouldn't cannot be done because again, not everything we get sponsorship. And companies now want to see that you're generating your own funds.
Doing a free thing, yeah.
Right? Pay us. Because you, okay, question is, and they're going to have to hire somebody to do it? The next thing is, when we were doing it, that's two contractors you were saving money from. The landscaper and the janitorial. So all No Youth Left Behind is asking for is a percentage of the money that we save in your KG. We saving your money because you don't have to pay the contractor. We just want back the receipts from the hardware. That's all we're asking for. Forget labor, forget everything. So we saving you about 22,000, give we a little 11. Multiplied by the months, but I don't know if they find it's too much money if I get to youth.
I see them gone.
No. But you see, you just catch what you're meant to catch because I know this little girl gonna come back out a scholar.
She have to.
Yeah.
I don't make mistake with children.
Yeah, all in good hands. All in good hands.
When I
Right?
go the game change. That is the man that
Pay attention.
with the children.
All right, good day, good day. All right. Yeah, Mr. Stafford. Again, a man getting a chance to put a little something in his pocket. A visitor getting a chance to get a tour. A little girl is getting a chance to come outside. You already have somebody who motivated, managing it. Somebody you know have community support, have national support. Somebody who so blessed and versed in what he's doing is one of the probably the only organizations or few organizations you could say also has a functioning branch in Tobago. That's not no Mickey Mouse thing, my brother. An ex-convict doing that with no support really from the people who's supposed to be supporting it. So how you could cry down the ghetto youth? Let me ask you a question. The ghetto youth who used to use me as an example to stay on the right path, when they see you mash me up so, what we gonna tell them? What are you gonna tell them? But 10, look what they do you. So we have to do what we have to do, you know, 10, because that good thing has no goodness in it. But on the Facebook comments, we go see, good job TTPS. Because you just start with you just waking up one day and say, I'm going to pick up a gun. No, I'm not saying that is the right answer. But there's a difference between options and choices, you know.
Every action have a reaction.
Right. But also, your choices could only be based on the options. If I only have corned beef and chicken foot, that is all I could eat for the day. What you gonna say, that choice? I'm not promoting negativity. I'm not encouraging the foolishness. But with what we see, even with the election, the attitude of the elders, let me be real. Like the children them say, they're afraid to vote now. So, this is the garden here. This is where it all started. Right? These things were planted by 6 and 7 year olds, 8 year olds, 12 year olds with the help of the community. And when we do things together. We don't want the fame, you know.
Yeah, so the youths and them basically plant all these
Yeah.
trees.
This man could tell you, all here was just bush.
And no one said that. All here was
You've
just
seen it
bush.
across there. If you watch right in front of you, you will see.
Yeah, that the kind of bush.
Come on. You can't even use no machineries brushing cutlass.
Yeah.
When last can you send your son outside with a brushing cutlass today?
Nah. Let me be real.
Watch. You know how hard it is to keep the attention of young people by? Sustained attention like this where they come out here on a Saturday and do something constructive and they don't go home with $1 to say they're coming out for money by?
Yeah.
You know, some of these people that fighting me and professing all this cannot even govern themselves by.
Yeah.
So all the ego is bigger than the benefit of the people. All they don't like me, but I had the formula, but we don't like it. It's very difficult to maintain the attention of these young people. And God has blessed me to crack a code. Notice I start with God. I don't take no self-praise. I had a mission that I made when I was in the federal prison. And I'm trying to maintain that mission, and I'm pleading to the government of Trinidad and Tobago to stop deal with the people like we subjects and or some royal something back in the days, and we have the you know, gladiators getting ready to come out now, boy. Right? Because again, it kind of like all it break my spirit a kind of way, you know, but I still standing firm on the strength of the Almighty. Look where we is. We bring life to this place, boy. We bring economic development to this place where a woman who's selling food now, hoping no youth left behind have a thought today, and 2 Maxi will come and she could sell her 40 lunch extra today because she knows she'll get a call. Because it's not to say we're doing everything, you know. We're not selling all the food and we're sharing. We're sharing. We have junior executives. We have youths who is 15 and 16 is planning executive. They operate like a company. And all they're not supporting that at a wonder of the world. The man said no numbers, a wonder of the world. Let me walk through the garden, man. Let me walk through the garden. Right? This is what it is. We bring life here. Children plan this. Their parents come in the week, sustain it. When school closed, the children spend whole time here. So this is like an outdoors community center now, boy. This is like an outdoor university now, boy.
Yeah.
It's a technique called experience.
It's very commendable, bro.
Come on, man.
And what I would say, right, you know, we had a good experience today for sure. I know the team could say the same thing, you know. Cameraman and work hard. Yeah, that was my first experience down here. It was also my first experience around the No Youth Left Behind. It's been some years I've been seeing the brand, you know, around social media, you know, No Youth Left Behind, whatever. And then when the people reach out to me, and I really take in the energy. Now, I don't really know exactly what's going on, right?
Right.
But I could relate to your spirit, and I could relate to your fight now, because we all know we live in a country that, come on, every day is murders, every day is crime. And when you look at who committing these crimes is youths, you know, and nobody not really helping the youths. It's like chosen as a few. When you see a man really putting that effort and intentionally growing up youths and teaching them the right thing, you have to respect that man now. And I believe in this day and age, we lose respect for them type of people now. Okay, you know me not no old man, but I very well know how it used to be back in the days where it took a village to raise a child now, you know? And when I see a man like you trying to do these kind of things, regardless of what, it could be your past, it could be a criminal record, it could be what. When you see a man like you taking the time out of your day, taking the money out of your pocket to literally help a youth. And I see it today for myself. As soon as I walk in, the youth and them greet me like something me ain't see in a long time.
I don't need to be here, boy.
You know, me and see youth so militant. I talk about, well, all see them 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 15-year-olds, youths, and them greet me like how we would hope to see our new generation greet adults when they step into a room now. And just by that, they say your first impression is your last impression. And from the time I see that, I don't say, no youth left behind. And now I understand the concept now. So regardless of what's going on, bro, they had to help you. They had to give you that strength. But we know how the thing does go, and we know it's our fight. So we still had to come out there every day and do. And that's the main reason why I even come here. You understand? Because no matter what's going on, you see the concept of my show. People just come on the platform and they just talk about the fight that they get and all these things, and I can relate to that. But then we have to ask ourselves, all right, we're not getting the support, we're not getting the help. What we going and do next? We have to come together. We have to help each other. You understand? We have to be each other's support system. So I say that is why I come here. I see a black brother fighting a cause, something relating to youths. Because half all out there who have the ability to help the youths,
and
or
the
they don't help,
resources.
and the resources, or they don't help the youths. So when I see a man helping the youths, or I see a group of people helping the youths, I have to support that now. Right, bro? God, as I say, it was a blessed one. Right? You could leave something with the people before we wrap up, and that is it.
I just want to say to the nation, things we could have get away with long time without phone and social media, we cannot get away with. You know, we pretending we didn't used to fight in school because nobody had no recordings of us in the 80s and whatnot and all these things, right? The youth are watching. And I want to draw back to the children that walked out on the pastor. I myself don't know what went on there, but I will say it.
Right.
Just from being around them and knowing how to kind of deal with this generation, that pastor and all, I feel I need to have a talk with him. Because even how we continue to carry on after they use them, it showed that it was, to me, it was about him and his feelings. And as men, and I'm talking to the men now, we need to separate with emotions. Like I say, I feel a certain way, but I'm not going to make it cause me to malfunction. I can tell a man how to feel about his brother, what he lost in a gang war. But you trying to settle that for that brother might end up costing our next two cousins, our next brother and our next. And when you check the end, it costs more. One day we might need each other, and I'm talking to the black brothers. It's not about race, but let me watch who mostly dying, who doing the foolishness.
You say something I know earlier, you say you lose some of the youths who was in your group to the violence already, to the gang thing, to the bad boy thing.
To the lack of.
Just because, you know, you can't do it by yourself. You could only do so much and we would lose more youths if we don't support each other now, boy.
Like, you don't take no more losses now, boy.
Nah.
Me and my team, respectfully, we're not doing no losses.
No.
To the children and the nephews and nieces of the prime ministers, them and the ministers, them if all they're watching this on TikTok, let all their father and all their mother see and just let them know as a youth, mommy, you just tell me, don't bully, you're a big minister. I just want you to check out this man's scene and see if it's legit now. Don't cover for your minister because he might be doing foolishness. It's not an attack on no party. It's the same way somebody come and tell me one of my children is doing something, as much as it may not be according to what I want for them. If I sweep it under the rug, I will be responsible for them maybe turning a criminal 15 years later. Like, you don't make no more criminals now, trying to stay away from criminality. But I, KG, not waiting for my pie in the sky. Okay?
And that is it.
On the right road, help me to stay on the right road. Together we aspire, together we achieve. Forge from what? Let me live it now.
Come on.
Well, let's send me to school to learn about discipline, tolerance, and production, but I've been disciplined. I'm tolerating the foolishness, and we're still out here producing.
That is it.
No youth left behind.
No youth left behind.
Don't delay it.
No.
You cannot stop it.
No.
You can slow it down.
can't stop.
I am just a servant of Jah. You could fight me, but your arm's not long enough to box against the Most High. Blessings.
That is it, bro, God. Boom.